Okay.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, kanalıma hoş geldiniz. Bugün sizinle Meksika'dan bir Fulbright arkadaşımla güzel bir mülakat gerçekleştireceğiz. Bu videoda farklı olan şey mülakatı İngilizce yapacak olmamız. Ve bunun için şu an Texas A&M'de doktora yapan Mauricio'yla başlıyoruz.
Merhaba Elif. Nasılsın?
Merhaba, iyiyim. Sen nasılsın?
Ben de iyiyim. Teşekkür ederim.
This was super cool.
Really? Did that sound good?
Yeah, it sounded so good. So, Mauricio, can you briefly introduce yourself, please? Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mauricio Martinon. Thank you, Elif, for the introduction. I'm originally from Mexico, and I went for grad school to the US, to Texas A&M University. And that's actually how I got to know Elif through the Fulbright program. We both attended the same university in Texas, where we were working on our master's degree. We've been good friends since then, even though we have been on the distance for the recent years, but we're still in touch and continue to talk every now and then to catch up. I'm currently working on my PhD in the same university in the Department of Biological and Agricultural Engineering.
Can you briefly introduce to us which Fulbright program you applied in Mexico?
Well, in the Fulbright program in Mexico was a little bit different. I guess it varies within every country, but in Mexico, they were focusing mostly on political science and MBAs, people who go for international affairs or social sciences. In my case, in Mexico, they're giving priority to people in social sciences. In my case, because I have an engineering background, there's a separate program that Fulbright announces towards people who want to study master's degree in engineering. That is called the SAMFE, the SAMFE, which is for the aim towards the studying a degree within the state of Texas. So it could be any public or private university in the state of Texas. So we were kind of limited in that direction. And it also changed the amount of scholarship that we were getting. So it was not like the rest of the people who were really going into the social sciences and political science, international affairs. They were sponsored for 2 years, while we were only getting a certain amount of money, and they were telling you, good luck, try to do the best with what you can.
Can you share with us your Fulbright experience and how it changed your education and your academic career?
Oh, definitely. Before I was selected for the Fulbright scholarship, I was working in the food industry with my background in food engineering. And before I got to know about it, I was hoping to just develop a career in the corporate world where I was initially working in the research and development department of this food industry, and I was just thinking to be promoted and eventually become into a manager position. So then I found out about this Fulbright opportunity, and I decided, okay, this is the time. I was very skeptical about what to do with this opportunity because I was already getting the opportunities to. There was a possibility to get a promotion in the industry, and at the same time, Fulbright was asking me, okay, are you taking this offer or not? And I believe that I followed the best advice that my father told me, and he said, don't be blinded by the money right now. Who knows when an opportunity like this come again? So take it, because you might regret it if you don't do. So even though, like I said, Fulbright was not going to be sponsoring me for 2 years and was only giving me a certain amount of money without anything else or renovation, I took my chances. I gathered the rest of the money that needed and decided to go for it. I accepted the opportunity, and I went on with the Fulbright opportunity. Then once I got to the States, it broadened my perspective of the world when I got to meet all other Fulbrighters from all over the world, their backgrounds, their experiences, where they were coming from, what they wanted to do with their life, what there were future plans once they went back home and they wanted to do something to change their own country. So that really inspired me, and it really opened my eyes to a different perspective of the world.
You said only part of your master's was funded by Fulbright. How were you able to manage to survive in the States? Did you do like a part-time job, or was there like some scholarships given by the university? What was your experience on that?
Well, at the beginning, I was just living off my own personal funds. It was a little tight. So the first semester, I had to live with some restrictions. But then at the same time, I was lucky enough to being offered a teaching assistant position by my advisor. So for the second semester, I already had a job that was going to pay for my tuition. They were not going to pay for my fees, but I could save some money from my salary towards that expense. That was a source of income that I was not counting on the beginning. So that helped me a lot. The teaching assistant, I'm very grateful to my advisor for that, because it really helped me when I was struggling in such situation.
So it's actually not very hard for a master's student to get a job while pursuing their master's degree.
It depends on the department that you are attending, depends on the university. So in my case, even though the department that I was attending is small and the teaching assistant positions were kind of limited, it really depends on the advisor that you have, the funds that might be available in the department, and how influential that person is towards their students. So in my case, it was easy for her to grant me that opportunity, but that changes in every school, in every department, and also the salaries, they fluctuate a lot. Some salaries are paying everything, including the medical expenses, the medical insurance, tuition and fees, and in my case, it was just the tuition. The rest had to be covered by me.
So the position you took during your master's actually motivated you to continue for a PhD position, which is actually a bigger commitment.
Well, yes, because before coming here for a master's degree, I would never imagine myself going after a PhD. So originally I was just thinking about getting into the master's program, get my degree, and go back into the industry, which is the place where I felt more comfortable, and I would think that that's where I belong to. But then all the experiences I acquired during my master's degree, especially this teaching assistant position, helped me develop other set of skills that I didn't know I had, like the interaction with undergrad students, the development of new experiments for them, this teaching social skills and all the interactions. I felt more comfortable than I would have expected. And at the end, it really influenced my decision in staying and going for a PhD after all.
Can you give us a brief information about your PhD?
Sure, like I said, my department is in the food engineering field, and my research focuses on the encapsulation of antioxidants using a protein matrix. So, like we all know, antioxidants now is the latest trend in the food industry, because they are known to fight chronic diseases, heart disease, even prevent cancer. So what we try to do is help to protect these antioxidants from the acids that they are affected during digestion, to help them be absorbed in a better way in our bodies.
That sounds very interesting. What is your plans after your PhD?
I would love to go back to the food industry, but I don't want to say no to academia, because that would be a more feasible career. Exactly, it would be a more feasible path for me now that I have experience with teaching and my PhD and the research at this level. So it would be like a more viable career path for me. I still see myself in the food industry. I would love to work in a research and development lab, like like back when I did, like I did when I was back in Mexico.
Well, I hope your career path leads you to Europe and we can see each other more often.
Oh, definitely. That would be amazing. Also, living in a different country, but who knows?
Well, my final question is, if you never met with Fulbright scholarship, how would your life would be?
That's a very good question. I think I would have just stayed in the corporate world, in the food industry. I would still be working with the production of new products and development of new technologies for the food industry.
Do you have any recommendations for the new generation? Maybe those who come across the Fulbright scholarship or any study abroad scholarships?
Yes, I highly recommend it. I think it's a very valuable experience that's going to change the way you see the whole world. It's not an easy career path to follow. It's difficult. You're going to face a lot of challenges, but the rewards are going to be great, not just for your career, not just for your professional career, but also the way you are going to see the world. But it's also going to change your perspective about the world. On who knows, maybe even work with other countries in the future.
Well, thanks a lot for sharing your experience with us. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I would like to encourage everyone who is thinking about applying for the Fulbright scholarship to go for it, prepare yourself, and find the best way to get your experience abroad. Yes, I would like to encourage all of your audience that wants to apply for this Fulbright scholarship to prepare themselves, apply, and go for it, because it's a very rewarding opportunity that you won't regret in the future. But even if you are not selected for this opportunity, please, I highly encourage you to broaden your horizons and apply for other opportunities, other scholarships, because studying abroad is something that is going to change your life for the good and for the rest of your life.
And in worst case, you get to have friends all over the world, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I'm very good friends.
Well, once again, Mauricio, thanks a lot for sharing your experience. And yeah, we hope to see you again in this channel.
Definitely. Thank you, Eli, for having me. I would love to be back anytime. Bye.
Bye.
What was the question? How did that affect it, right? How did that affect it? Can you repeat the question? The question was, how did that affect your life, right? I'm sorry, so many ideas. Okay.
Hola, amigos.
Should I say that?